Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be a bit of a follow-up video with some clarifications from my previous video. If you didn't watch my previous video, you should probably go watch it and then maybe watch this one. But of course, for the people that did, it was that big opinionated video about the Battlefield 6 class system and the direction DICE is taking with it. I was actually extremely surprised at just how relatively positive the reception of that video was. Obviously, it caused a ton of arguments in the comments section, but that is the point of the video. It is trying to open a conversation. But some of you pointed out that you've noticed that I've been quite flippy-floppy on the subject of the BF6 class system, and that is because, yes, it is extremely complicated. I have been extremely torn, but when I saw DICE double down with this class system, I just thought to myself, alright, well, we know DICE. I would be shocked to see them 180 on this direction now. So in this video, I'm going to lay down everything you guys need to know about where I stand with the class system and just some more information and clarifications. If you enjoy the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and of course swing by the streams. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders and this YouTube channel as well. So again, I've been quite torn on this. I've flip-flopped a little bit based on what DICE is trying to do. Just from my personal perspective, I still don't personally care what direction they take with the class system because I've always ended up dealing with whatever they put in the game, just like everyone else. I've played many different variations of Battlefield class systems, and I have just quite simply never had an issue. I personally think that the open weapon versus locked weapon debate isn't that important in the grand scheme of things. In fact, I think if BF6 releases with open weapons, that conversation and debate will actually quickly subside. In my opinion, it will absolutely not make or break Battlefield 6 as a game, especially considering EA is trying to attract a ton of new players, which none of the core Battlefield community members can really stop them from doing. Battlefield has needed to adapt. Battlefield has failed for years. EA is obviously going to try something new. Maybe they're trying to do this with the class system. Unfortunately for a lot of us, it is completely unavoidable, and EA will just continue to try to do this. Hopefully it does succeed and a lot of new players do come to the game because ultimately that will be a positive. I would much rather Battlefield succeed than fail, and I think a lot of you would agree with that. So moving on to the video that I made yesterday, once again I will link that in the description. The video that I made yesterday was meant to specifically explain my opinion that the open weapon system is not the end of the world for the game, and that the Battlefield community, in my opinion, was being overly dismissive about it. I do think a lot of DICE's direction with the BF6 class system does make sense with how they're trying to define classes. However, I still fully acknowledge the side of the argument that class-locking weapons may still be the correct decision for Battlefield 6. The reason why I didn't double down on my opinion that this is probably the correct decision is because at this moment in time, on July 15th at about midnight when I'm recording this, I do not think DICE will go back on what they've already shown us. They have released, at this moment in time, 2 full blog posts detailing their class system direction. This is why I shifted my commentary to talking about the open weapon system. If DICE comes out and tells us they are suddenly locking weapons, I actually think that is a good thing because, like I've stated in a ton of previous videos, it avoids a ton of drama, which I do think is bad for the game's perception before it even releases. So depending on what DICE does, you may actually see yet another shift from me. However, with DICE not budging an inch on this, I think people should fully prepare for the open weapon system to become a unavoidable reality in Battlefield 6, and instead focus their attention and energy on making sure everything about the open class system is actually well balanced. Give feedback on specific aspects. Give feedback on these signature weapon buffs and how they define the classes. Give feedback on these signature gadgets. Do you think classes should have different signature gadgets? Do you think a signature gadget of a specific class is overpowered? How should it be changed? Give feedback on signature traits. Give feedback, once of course DICE releases all of this stuff officially, on the bunch of different training paths for the different classes. They have specifically shown us the Recon class training path with the Sniper tree on the left and the Pathfinder tree on the right. A lot of people in my previous video pointed out that the Sniper tree is pretty much a must pick for the Recon class, so give feedback on it being a must pick. Give feedback on it being overpowered. Give feedback on the Pathfinder tree being weak and perhaps suggest things that could make it stronger. Or you could even suggest nerfs or how to change the Sniper training path for Recon as well. Another point I was seeing brought up a ton in last video was, what is the point of Battlefield Labs if they don't listen to player feedback on this subject? And I think the answer to that is extremely simple. DICE is very clearly open to receiving feedback on some aspects of the game more than others. Internally, I wouldn't be surprised if their direction for the class system is already a complete done deal, and like I said previously, they are just waiting to receive feedback on the specific balance elements of this system they're trying to implement. The direction with the class system is most likely seen as a core element of the game design, and they are most likely extremely hesitant to 180 on this core element. Does that mean it's a good thing that they seem to be extremely hesitant about this sort of stuff? No, it doesn't. That's not necessarily a good thing, because this could trickle into other elements of the game that are maybe more difficult to change, such as, I don't know, the gunplay, or the way the recoil functions, or the movement. But as of right now, unless they miraculously decide to 180 in the third class system post, which I'm sure is coming in the next coming months, DICE appears to be seeking specific feedback regarding the balance of this current class system, rather than feedback on them changing the entire thing. I 100% understand that a lot of people are not really happy with that, right? I get it. And the final thing that I want to cover in this video actually has something to do with some comments that I was seeing on the last video, and the comments were essentially saying that I'm being, like, paid under the table money to support DICE's direction with the class system. Number one, if you think that, you have never watched this channel, like, you just don't watch my videos, you don't understand that my opinion cannot be bought. I have massive incentive to basically just shill every game, because from what I see, positive content on YouTube does a lot better than the content that I make, but guess what? You can't fucking buy me. Alright, and also, by the way, I'm EA enemy like a number fucking 1. And on top of that, every single thing that I think is absolutely never influenced by some sort of, like, false hope that somehow I'm gonna get invited to, like, oh, there's EA events. Because I saw some people like, oh, Enders are just saying this because he wants to get invited to certain things. What things? The last interaction I had with EA was them suspending my in-game account because I made a 2042 video that critiqued a design decision of a developer. That was the last time I interacted with EA. So please, save your breath or your keystrokes from typing those dumb comments in the comment section. I have proven over years of videos that I am pretty much the most honest creator that I can possibly be. You cannot buy my opinion when it comes to these things, even with sponsored events. Like a couple months ago, maybe about a month ago, I had a sponsored video for Steel Hunters. People were saying, oh my god, you know, he's getting paid to make this video, of course he's gonna have a good opinion. Well, actually, my friends and I were playing that game before I was offered the sponsored video and after I was offered the sponsored video. And sadly, that game has, well, died, which is unfortunate because it was actually fun. It wasn't the best game ever, but it was fun. And the point I'm trying to make with, like, very obviously sponsored content in particular is I deny a lot of sponsor offers. I only take the ones that I actually want to do and that I actually feel comfortable making, like, a sponsored video on. Basically, I have to like it, or else it's not getting put on the channel. But jumping back to Battlefield specifically, one thing that I found super hilarious about some of the comments on the last video, calling me essentially a shill for EA, that's the first time I've ever fucking heard that, You can't call me a shill for EA when the same people calling me a shill are complaining about me critiquing bad Battlefield games, saying I'm just a crybaby. Like, dude, what? These games deserve to be critiqued. Everyone knows it. 2042 is a piece of shit. So was BF5. And honestly, I stand on business with nearly everything that I said about these two games. You can't suddenly turn around and call me a shill when I agree with like a single thing DICE has done in 6 years. I spoke about this a little bit too much in this video, but I had to get that off my chest. That really pisses me off. Okay, don't fucking call me a shill. Alright, fuck you. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully this clarifies a lot of things for you guys. I understand it's like a complex situation, but for a lot of people it's not a complex situation. The build-up for Battlefield 6 is the highest stakes thing I have personally been involved in. Nobody wants the game to fail. Opinions are at an all-time high. Everyone has one. Everyone has a different idea of what direction the game should take to avoid failure, and I totally get it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, hit the like button if you did enjoy the video. As far as podcasts, I have amazing guests coming on. Be sure not to miss that. I post them every single Wednesday, or at least I try to. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.